Okay.
And we are live. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Let's Talk Fishing video podcast. My name is Jay Angel, and I'm going to be your podcaster for this evening. Tonight, believe it or not, I do have Lee Bailey Jr. on. Lee Bailey Jr. is having some problems with his computer. It wouldn't be the Let's Talk Fishing podcast if we didn't have some technical problems. So,
I know, huh?
Yeah, in the true spirit of adapt and overcome, I said, man, we can just go back to the old days of podcasting. We didn't have
There you
video.
go.
So, Lee, man,
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm
happy to be here.
Down is going to be over soon. I promise you. I've been praying so hard for that. But
Yeah.
Lee, man, I want to talk about you.
Okay.
Big news, folks. Big, huge, monumental news, life-changing news. Why don't you tell them, Lee?
All right, everybody. I have been inducted into the Freshwater Fishing Hall of Fame, and I can't believe it.
Yay!
It's such an honor, and I don't know. It humbles me too. I mean, it's such a big award.
That is the biggest award in fishing, man. Other than winning the Bassmaster Classic.
That's right.
A bigger award, but you made it to the Bassmaster Classic, what, 3 times?
3 times, yeah.
And one of the things I like to do when I'm evaluating somebody, and I'm not on the selection committee, I'm not even going to pretend that I'm even the only one I even know who's on the committee is Jim Grant. But one of the things I like to think is they also look at the guy's personality, the way he presents himself, and how he acts as an ambassador to this lifestyle, the fishing lifestyle. And Lee, I've said it to a lot of the guys who've gotten in, like Mike Norris, Daryl Christensen, all you guys, just rock solid people.
Yes.
That's who I like to promote, because I believe here as an outdoor communicator, it's one of my duties.
Yeah, it is. And I'm just excited that you wanted to do this podcast with me.
Yes, I like to promote people like you who are rock solid people and who just show the world that we're not just a bunch of stupid yahoos who fill our mouths full of Copenhagen and drink Budweiser down at the river.
That's right. That's right. There's a whole different thing with the professional end of this sport.
And you have to be a good person. Or when I first got into it back in 1997, there were a lot of people who weren't that great of people, but we were all young. We were all kind of trying to figure out who we were and where we fit into the industry. And a lot of us grew up, and we don't act that way anymore. No, and I'm not saying you were one of them, but I was.
That's right. Some of them don't. And, it's like I said, it's an honor being selected. And, I've done a lot of things in my life that are really great for the sport and for the kids. And not to be sounding like I'm bragging, but I didn't even realize how much I'd done until I started putting my resume together for the committee.
This is time for you to brag.
Yeah.
You've earned that right, man. You've earned the right to brag. You got selected for one of the biggest honors.
There you go.
If not the biggest honor in fishing,
Yeah, is. It really is.
The Freshwater Fishing Hall of Fame goes beyond your tournament career. And what else did you do?
Oh, it does. I know my tournament career had part to do with it, but I did a lot of promotion for communities, running the Foxwoods Bass Challenge Tour, brought in a lot of exposure to communities and kids. And, we raised a lot of money for the communities when we went into town. And, I've done everything that you can imagine a bass pro could do. I've been blessed to be able to do it.
And, your tournament career really made it possible for you to do all the rest of the community
service. It sure did.
And
being a professional angler for Foxwoods opened up so many doors for me to be able to do all these things. And my philosophy was, the sport's taking care of me. I wanted to give something back.
Absolutely. And I believe that that's what separates the guys from guys who get in from the guys who don't get in.
Right.
What else have you done? Have you helped out the sport as a whole? Have you helped out mankind because of your fishing career?
I think so. You know, we meet so many people, and I became I don't want to say celebrity because I hate that word, but
Well, you were a
that
spokesperson.
yeah, I was a spokesperson for a lot of companies and the industry and the sport. And it was that dedication to the sport that I think helped a lot of people become more interested in the sport, right up to the conservation people and what they were going to do to make these lakes and rivers better and sustain.
I couldn't agree with you more. I do a lot of that myself. Then
Good.
working with the DNR, working with the different clubs, trying to
Yeah.
change people's views of catch and release.
Yes.
And a lot of people talk to me. Well, those guys tournaments, they just kill fish. No, they don't. I've talked to thousands of them, thousands over my long career, and every one of those guys, 90% of them feel as deeply as I do about the largemouth bass. I believe largemouth bass is a precious.
In my entire career, I could probably say I've only had 5 fish die in my competition years.
Yes,
and that's
and
spread
in 17
out
years
amongst a lot of tournaments.
Yes, exactly. In all my years, 17 years of guiding, only one guy took a largemouth bass home, and he wanted to mount it because it was like a 6-pounder. And he's like, "Would you mind?" I said, "Well, yes, I would mind, but it's your right."
Yeah.
I put it like that. Yes, I mind a lot taking a bass like that out of the lake, but it's already it's at the end of its life. It's already spawned probably 10 times. So it's your right.
I'll tell you a quick story like that. I was guiding on the Connecticut River, and I had a client in the boat that was a big sponsor I was trying to get. And he was a fish eater. And he said, "Can I take a few fish home to fillet?" And I said, "Absolutely." I said, "But, we're not going to take anything big." Well, I caught I think it was me. I caught a 4.5-pound smallmouth on the Connecticut River. And he wanted that fish so bad. And I went on the side like I was dipping the fish to get it wet. And I accidentally let it go.
Accidentally an asterisk. Yeah.
The poor guy went through the roof. We ended up cutting the trip short. I gave him his money back. I apologized, gave him his money back, and of course didn't get the sponsorship.
4.5-pound smallmouth, man. No, you're not.
No, that's big for the Connecticut.
That's big anywhere.
Yeah.
That's big in Green Bay.
Yeah.
One of the Giants, 4.5 pounds. If look at this. Just look at the big fish, that come out of some of those.
No, it's I've always been a conservationist.
Conservationist.
I've been involved in a lot of programs with different environmental groups and a lot of different things to help them with habitat restructure and just maintaining a list of tournaments so that you don't get 3-4 tournaments on a small lake on the same day.
And being involved in conservation and preaching, it was Al Linder with the In-Fisherman Empire who really changed our opinion. Well, he wasn't the one who started catch, photo, and release, but he's the one who preached it to the masses, and he's the one who changed my dad's view. My dad used to think he had to bring home every
excited about it all, and
all my dad used to think that, but then
fans and everything.
Yes,
Career to
you,
fruition, so to speak.
people
And
like you.
you back? There
Yeah,
you
I'm
go.
back. Well, Al
Okay.
Linder was the one who really preached catch, photo, release to the masses, and now people like you
Yes.
are bringing that down south.
Yep.
Where I live.
Yep. I got it. I got a whole page on my websites dedicated to how to catch and release fish, how to handle them, how to net them if you net them, what you do, and taking the photo and being ready and prepared before you start holding the fish in position. Hold them
Now,
in the live well for a while you get the camera ready and you get everything ready. There's the less stress on the fish, the better.
see, as an outdoor communicator like me, if I'm in the boat with a guy and he's fighting a big fish, I get my camera ready then.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
also, let me ask you a question about that, about how to net a
Yeah.
fish. Do you believe you should leave the fish in the net bag? And well, okay, when you're not fishing tournaments, when you're fishing a tournament, just get that fish in the boat. But do you believe now to take the fish out of the net bag while it's still in the water?
Out of the actual net.
Yes.
Um,
Well, the net's still in the water.
no, I mean, as a tournament fisherman, I'd be taking them out of the water and then getting them out of the net.
Okay.
But personally, Bassmaster doesn't allow nets. And
No, they
I've
don't.
fished Bassmaster in the Elite Series is what built my career.
It did.
And I like it the way it is with no nets, because I believe with nets, the fish is going to lose a lot more of its protective slime on the outside of the fish by scraping around all that network.
Yes.
It's just my thought, my opinion, and there's a lot who will disagree, but I was raised that way and I competed that way, and that's where I stand.
Man, I understand. Whoa. I sure understand that. Sorry, I just found another lure that David Swinside had sent me. It's beautiful.
Okay.
Note to self: always empty the whole box.
Yeah. It's amazing what you find later.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, man, that is a beautiful freaking pink thing, and pink is one of my favorite colors.
That's good.
Okay, geez, I lost my train of thought here. I had another question.
Well, we've got a brand new product coming out.
Do you?
Yeah,
Tell me about
it's a baby buzzbait, but it's a 3/8 ounce size.
So is that bigger?
Wait, it's the same compact components.
It's just heavier.
It's just a little heavier.
So
And
you can
we're
cast
excited
that
about that. Yeah, we're excited about that. We get a lot of people that like the 1/4 ounce. They're afraid of the 1/8 ounce with big gear, and they shouldn't be because it casts a mile. But they are, and so with all the comments and things coming in, we decided to make the 3/8 ounce size, but with the same components, so it's still the most compact buzz bait on the market, and we're real excited about that. It'll be ready in about a month.
That's so awesome. And if you want to see that, guys, right there, babybuzzbait.com. I have that up on the screen. I want to show you. So I know that you can't see this, Lee, but I want to show the folks a Grant rod. This is the 40th anniversary special. You can see this at a later time.
I can see you, so it is a beautiful rod.
That's abalone right there.
Yeah.
See, Grant.
No, it's a beautiful rod.
And I have inside information that Grant's going to be coming out with some really special rods here in a little bit. And, he always tries to get something really, really cool and innovative for the sports show season. So he's making those rods now.
Yeah.
Can you see that well?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I can see it. It's a beautiful, beautiful rod. That's one thing that Jim does. He doesn't only build the highest quality rods. He makes them look good too.
Well, these are works of art, man.
Yeah, they are.
I do not like small rod guides. I don't know. I don't like them. I don't understand them. And that is not a small rod guide right there.
No,
I, I'm a guy from the north.
I believe you can get a little bit more cast out of a large guide because the line has more room when it's fluttering coming
Yes.
off the reel.
And I'm not the best at casting bait caster anyways, because how us, and also look at this rod seat. I mean, this is a
Oh.
Grant Rod. You're right down there, guys, grantrods.com.
Oh, wait. Yeah. He builds the most quality rod I've ever fished with.
Look at that rod seat, and of course,
Yeah.
a cork handle. I won't have anything but cork handles, man.
Gotta have cork. Cork, to me anyway, in a lot of the pros, cork transmits more sensitivity to your hand than any of the other
other foam
material they use.
Any of the other foam stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't really. The only time I don't want to use cork, and I don't do this anymore, is when you're going to put it in a rod holder when you're trolling.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think the cork is made for when you're holding a rod and you're trying to get sensitivity and feel everything that the bait's doing, as well as the fish when it comes to eat. I know with Grant rods, a lot of my crankbait fishing got better because I could feel the change in the crankbait when a bass opened his mouth and was sucking it in. The vibration of the bait actually changes, which gave me the opportunity to feed him a little bit and let him get it.
Yes, and you can, particularly when you're using something like a 10-inch long worm or a piece of solid plastic that's 10 inches long, and you're just you're trying to figure out the exact second when that hook goes in its mouth.
That's right.
Lee, I got to show this. This is from Drank Crazy.
That's pretty bait.
Do you see there's no lip on it?
Yep.
And you can see it's pink. Man, there's just too much glare.
I can see. That's a little better. Yeah. Boy, it's a beautiful bait.
And you can see where that. See, that's what I like. Man, there is so much good stuff that comes out of Japan. I don't know if you've ever seen these, but if you just saw the latest issue of Bassmaster.
Yeah.
This is a skibble for quiver trapping.
Yeah, they've come up with some great lures and great rods, and we've got a lot of good stuff out of Japan.
That's David Swinside, who's working with Drank Crazy now. He was working with Duo Realis, which that was the origin of the spy bait.
Okay.
The art of silent capture. I caught some amazing trout on spy baits. Now I'm going to be using this year.
Okay, cool.
More stuff.
I'm ready, man. I was sick for 2.5 weeks. We were on vacation for 2.5 weeks. And
you got sick and stayed sick.
I'm ready to go fishing.
Yes,
I'm
that's
ready.
Well, me and the guys I work with were thinking about planning another fishing trip. Just pool our money.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
No complications of boats.
You come down, let me know.
Oh, no, we're going to be fishing right around here.
Oh, okay.
I can't afford a 12-hour trip.
Yeah.
Not right now. When I get back to work, I can.
No, I understand. And we're praying.
And I've only talked to my wife, and she said, honey, you just go fishing. If we're going to be there for several days, particularly if we're staying with one of my friends and we don't have to, spend $1,000 a day to stay at Margaritaville.
Oh, I know, huh?
And I said, well, since we don't drink much anymore, there's no reason to stay at a party hotel.
No, there's not.
I'm just going to get frustrated with all the parties.
One thing while I'm thinking of it, for the viewers that are watching this up north, I'll be at the Milwaukee show.
Yes.
On the 6th of March. And I'll have a booth for the baby buzzbait. And I'll be there to accept the award for the Freshwater Fishing Hall of Fame. And not only that, we'll have my book there. So I'll be signing autographs for that. And, talking with people and saying hi to a bunch of friends I haven't seen in a long time. And when we get up there, we were building a special buzzbait, baby buzzbait, just for the Fishing Hall of Fame. Different
Nice.
packaging, different color blade, all exclusive for the Freshwater Fishing Hall of Fame.
Nice. So, guys, Milwaukee Sentinel Outdoor Show in Milwaukee.
Yep.
This spring. Now, what was the date?
March 6th through, I think it says through the 8th. It's a 3-day show. Starts March 6th.
Go and see Lee Bailey will be there live to accept his induction into the Freshwater Fishing Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And also they're going to give him he's going to have a booth there.
Yep.
So you can talk to him all day long.
That's right. I'll be there all 3 days.
That's awesome. That's going to be a good time. Mike Norris will be there as well. And of course, Jim Grant with the whole Grant team.
Yep.
You get to see all the great rods that Jim has and the new rods for this year. And
Jim Grant and I have been good friends for, I don't know, 40 years or so. And matter of fact, he helped me get my first start when I built Cavitron buzzbaits to get them out on the market. And wasn't long after he helped me out a little bit, we ended up getting Walmart to carry them.
Wow.
And, that was just an amazing thing, and I look forward to seeing him and his wife again and meeting the new team, the new and the old.
I tell you what, a lot of those guys have been with him.
Yeah, they have
for 40 years.
Yeah.
I know I've interviewed a lot of members of his team, and tell you what, man, those guys are serious.
Yeah, they are. They always were.
They know their stuff. They sell his rods like crazy at the shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he has put together a great team. And he says, he has a lot of his original members still.
Yeah. When I was running the Bass Challenge Tour, I talked with Grant, and he put together a team series of rods for the Bass Challenge for me. And when we were selling those and putting them out, the guys just loved them. They were selling like crazy, and it was just a good cross market kind of situation,
No. Yeah, Frank Lepera has been on my show several times.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I pronounced his last name correctly, but he runs a bass series up there in Cash for Bass, or Bass Cash.
Okay. Yeah.
That's up there, Lake St. Clair, some of the inland lakes.
The northern lakes. Yeah. Yeah.
Serious fishermen.
Oh, I agree. Boy, that
And of
St.
course,
Clair
Mike
can
Norris
be an awesome lake.
It can. I was stationed at Selfridge Air National Guard Base for 2 years.
Oh, okay.
And I used to go out on Lake St. Clair with a 16-foot Lund with a 25 horse on it that I rented from the Air Force. Yeah, that's when I found out why you're supposed to wear the kill switch.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
Funny story about that. I had two rattle traps at the time. And one time I got one of my rattle traps snagged. So I threw out the anchor and went swimming for it in Lake St. Clair out of a 16-foot boat, and found out how hard it is back into a boat.
Getting back in a boat is hard. Falling out of it's easy, but getting back in.
But being 21 years old,
Yeah. Yep.
When you're 21, you're never going to die. So
that's right.
Just jumped in that water, swam down there, found my line, and went all the way down there and pulled my rattle trap free. It didn't occur to me that I didn't have to drink every night. I could afford more rattle traps. 21-year-olds they're there's very few things that are dumber than a 21-year-old male.
Yeah, I agree. That's when we learned how to run our boats like maniacs and learned how to handle the boat by doing that. So as we got older, we knew what our boats could do. There was never a doubt in my mind that I could handle my boat in what conditions, because I've pushed my boats to the limit just so I could know.
I could tell you stories about guiding.
We could go on.
Oh, yeah.
Go on and on. Yeah.
I'm sure being a tournament pro, you got some stories.
Oh, man. I could tell you stories all day long. There's so many.
10-foot waves. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been there.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I sunk a boat on Lake Erie.
You're not the only one. I mean, I'd never sunk a boat there, but yeah. In fact, you're not the only pro I talked to who sunk a boat on Lake Erie.
Thank God a bunch of them. Thank God our boats don't sink.
Yes, you swamped the boat. You swamped the boat.
Filled it up with water.
Yep.
It was just drowning there.
So as we transition from fall to early winter, how are you going to adjust as a bass fisherman in Central Florida?
Well, one thing that's starting to happen with the cooler nights and mornings, the water temperatures drop quite a bit.
Sure.
And with that, it's going to be a lot more fish moving shallow.
Nice.
And you got to remember here in Florida, you'll get a spawn in the fall.
Nice.
When that water temperature starts to get down into their primary range to spawn, which is,
65?
Can be from 65 to 75 in that area.
Sure.
And when that water temperature comes down to that, it'll move a bunch of fish to go spawn. Just like in the spring when it comes up to that. It's the temperature range that brings them in to spawn. It's not necessarily the time of year.
Sure.
And with that going on and the fish starting to move up where they're more catchable. I'm not a guy to get out there with a forward scan and doodle my rod right in front of the boat, try to catch a fish. I like to fish the old style. You find them, you catch them, you dig good.
Yes, I appreciate that. In fact, the last guy I fished with, who's known as the GOAT of Southern Louisiana bass, he didn't turn on his locator the whole day.
No.
He said, I know the water. And if you want a guy who's going to, turn on his locator and show you that, you need to fish with somebody else. I said, man, I was taught how to fish without electronics. And then we bought the Lowrance box and went,
yeah, I remember that one.
And we barely ever used it.
And then I remember when it came out with the paper chart.
Yes. And they thought that was going to be the end of fishing as we know it because it's cheating. There's that word again.
Yeah, that's what they do that every time something new comes out.
They do. It's the end of everything. Just like when Gobies
changes the whole industry, the whole competition level. It just changes everything.
Everything is. It's the end of everything. Just like when zebra mussels got into the Great Lakes, and look what that happened. Look what that did to Lake St. Clair. It made it nothing but better. When Gobies got in, now we have
huge smallmouth
dreamed about before.
Yeah, huge smallmouth because of the goby.
Because now I'm one of those old guys, and I say, y'all need to stop fighting.
Yeah,
we all are here for the same reason because we love to fish.
Yep. As long as you can keep it fair and even competition.
Yes.
If it disrupts the evenness of competition, then you got to do something to bring that level back level again.
I agree. And that is a good insight.
Yeah.
And that's why I have you on the show.
Thank you.
Because last time you taught me something I didn't know about hooking a bass. I don't remember what it is anymore, but Rob Wells and I were both like, after the show, he called me. He's like, that never occurred to me. I said, that's why we have guys like Leon.
Yeah. Yeah. We got a lot of insight, and I'm one of the guys that's real happy to pass that on. All that knowledge, to pass it on. I love that. And when I guide here in Florida, that's what the day's about. We go catch fish and we catch some fish. Everybody's happy, but a whole lot of knowledge comes out in that boat ride that day.
Yes. And if a guy wanted to charter you, how would he find?
He can go to my website for the guide service is floridabassfishing.com.
floridabassfishing.com, guys. floridabassfishing.com.
No,
I'm going
Florida,
to change.
No, I changed it. I'm sorry. It's floridabassfishingguide.com. There's two G's there.
Florida Bass Fishing Guide.
Yeah. .com. I'm sorry, everybody. I've been sick for 2.5 weeks, so
it's all good.
I'm working through it here tonight.
Okay. For the last 5 minutes of the show,
yeah,
I put the FloridaBassFishingGuide.com.
Yeah.
On the bottom.
And it's getting time. Book it now because it's filling fast.
You're booking many trips a day, aren't you?
Many trips right now, yeah.
Guys, remember, you guys from the north, in the south, we get really excited about fishing during the winter. I'm not saying we don't fish during the summer because, of course, we do. We can't go that
far. Yeah.
But we get really excited about it, and the fish are easier to find.
This is the time of year from now through March that them fish are going to start building up, getting nice and fat, ready to eat. It's a good time.
Well, think about it. In August and September, I've seen water temperatures of 95 degrees.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I catch fish all summer in 95 degrees. But it's hot.
Harder on the fish. It's harder on us. So.
It's harder on us. That's right. I only fish till about 11:30.
It's also harder on the fish.
Yeah.
When there's lower levels of oxygen in the water.
Yeah.
But
that's why you find that's why Florida's so good. You got so much grass and lily pads and weeds that it produces oxygen. So a lot of your good fish are going to move into that stuff, even though the water temperature's hot, because they got more oxygen there. And of course, there's bait there year round. Our bluegill spawn year round.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of bait. All those baby bluegills year round.
Yeah.
That's why you get 12-pound fish.
That's right. They eat big.
It's getting to be about 33 after the hour. Do you have any shout outs you'd like to do?
I'd just like to shout out to all my previous sponsors and friends and everybody who wrote letters for me and helped me to get inducted into the Freshwater Fishing Hall of Fame. I'm just real excited about it, and I want to thank everybody for their help with that.
And I'd like to do a shout out to Jim Grant for introducing me to Lee Bailey.
Yeah.
That
was a good introduction.
That's a great thing, Jim. We love your rods. We love you. It's been a very, Jim Grant was the first guy to believe in me when I started my podcast. So, it's been a great relationship both ways. I've given him a lot of publicity, particularly down in the South.
No, he loves it, I'm sure. I mean, he did the same for me. I mean, he just kind of took me under his wing a little bit when I was starting with Cavitron buzzbaits, and I designed it, and it was unique and different from everybody else's, like the baby buzzbait is, and he just kind of gave me some pointers and helped me go in the right direction.
Yes, and he's done that for many
Many.
companies and individuals over the years.
Yes, he has.
When he takes
He's
an
a
interest,
very giving man.
he sure is. And thank you, Jim, from the bottom of my heart. And also, once again, congratulations, Lee.
Thank you very much. I
And
appreciate
guys,
it.
it's Thursday night. Make your plans. Go fishing this weekend, or go fishing without plans. I've done that. 2:30 in the morning, I wake up on a Saturday morning. You know what? I'm going fishing. I text the wife as I'm on my way.
Yep. I've
It's
done
just
that.
great. Yes, it's great that I have a wife, and I give a shout out to her all the time. She puts up with me
That's right.
because it's not easy to
Right.
be married to a.
We're hard people to put up with.
I told her on our first official date, I just want to tell you something about me, and she's like, "Oh, great, here it goes, here it comes." I'm a fisherman. She goes, "Everybody in southern Louisiana is a fisherman." I said, "Don't think you understand what that means."
That's
I
right.
don't think you understand what that means. That it dominates all waking hours.
It does. All waking hours. That's all you wait for is the next week to go fishing again.
Yep. Well, hey, Lee, with that, guys, I'm going to end the podcast. And Lee, stick around after the podcast is done.
Okay.
And guys, thank you so much for tuning into yet another edition of the Let's Talk Fishing podcast.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're very welcome, man. In stream.